Y'all have to remember that I'm not used to being on camera. I have to think about it and look up. I'm sure you've realized I don't know where this is going to fall in the things that I've already recorded, but I'm sure you'll be aware that I just wandered around here like I was completely oblivious to that camera. I'm going to try to do a little bit better. I will go back and redo things as I need to. Get through this first build with this lightweight stuff, make sure this thing's going to produce the gas that I want it to produce, and then we'll jump into that Schedule 40 stuff. And when I get there, I'll make sure that I'm very technical with what I'm doing. That's one thing that I have noticed on a lot of the videos out here. Nobody really wants to tell you how long this is, or how long that is, or what size this is, how far away did they put their inlet from the reduction point. Nobody wants to tell you any of that. I'll do my best. Like I said, my way is by no means the perfect way. It just works for me. I'm not trying to sell anybody on anything. I'm just sharing with you what works for me. Okay, let's get up to speed with where we were. I'm sure some of the other videos that you've seen, look, I'm going to talk with my hands now. The other videos that you've seen, I'm sure you've seen where I already cut all this stuff. But now that I've done that, I'm going to take the time to explain what I've actually done. 25.5 pounds. I was going to call it a 30-pound jug, but anyway, that's what it is. Old style. Really hard to get them filled anywhere anymore. This one over here I actually did have recertified, and they put the threaded in nipple with the exterior threads on it for the new type plastic screw-on stuff. It's on just about every grill now. But that was several years ago, and now nobody around here will fill it. They've outlived their time. Anyway, cut the top off. Didn't care about trying to save it, to do anything with it. Really, I just wanted to get it off. It's probably going to end up getting cut around in here somewhere anyway again, so I didn't need a lot of extra material left on there. The other end, I basically just cut out the piece that was in there. This is probably the first tank that I have seen in 20 years of messing with this stuff that the ring was actually put on there dead center. It was technically about a 32nd of an inch off. Not enough to worry about for what I'm doing. So anyway, that's gone. The other thing that I did, was took this rim, cut it apart into these three pieces. Now, I'm going to show you what that rim is. I don't know if you can see that very well or not. I did, for this reduction zone, for the center of it, this is a piece of 6-inch Schedule 40. I've cut it 4 inches wide. Excuse me. Okay, I know you can see that somewhat. The rim sitting there, if you cut it in the middle, you end up with two pieces that look like that. Okay? You're going to have to deal with me in this camera. I'm not used to it. I hope I'll get better in time. Anyway, once you do that, the center will stay on one side. I cut straight up the weld line. Straight up the weld line in the middle right here. And if you look, and the valve side of this, if you stay to the opposite side of the valve, on that weld line and cut, it will cut perfectly along this edge right here and leave the center disc still intact and attached to this piece here. Now that I've cut this off of here and we've cut that hole, when you look at the inside of this edge, this flange right here of the rim, the inside flange right there, the lip, which would be the back of the bead seal right here, that is the exact dimension of this circle. So that's going to end up on there like that. Then our schedule 40, 6-inch, that's 6-inch ID now, not OD. And when I cut this, I cut that enough to where when I lay this on top of it, get in there, that I have enough room to weld on top of that all the way around, and then I can weld the outside too. These videos are really going to suck. I can see that now until I get used to this. You know what? Nobody else likes them. At least the family can watch them. Alright, so that's basically, I got to clean up that yet. But that's, I know it's crooked because that's got to be cleaned up. But at any rate, that's the way that's going to go. And then I'm going to cut this one to do the same right there. So when you look at all that, that's going to be my reduction zone. Okay? My reduction zone is exactly 8 inches. Okay? That includes the bottom of my belt, all the way to the bottom of my belt. So that's where we are with that. That's going to be the reduction zone. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of this stuff cleaned up, get this stuff tacked in place. The other thing, when you're cutting threads, you need to make sure that you go on a little ways and back up, on and back up, on and back up, to ensure that the trash that the cutter's cutting off isn't getting caught between the cutter and your new threads. Otherwise, it'll tear the new threads right out. Figure I'm going to do 6 of these things, 12 sets of threads. I'm going to be here a while. I'm going to go ahead and say that now while I'm thinking about it. If you're putting tips in these things, I would suggest you get some anti-seize. This is high temp anti-seize. It's good for 2,000 degrees. I believe I'm going to have structural problems before this stuff becomes an issue. I just put some on there, tighten that down. That way if I need to get it out, I can get it out. Okay, here comes the boring part. Welding all those. I don't think you need to be here for that. If you don't know how that part works, you don't need to be here anyway.